Mahjoob Zweiri is from the Middle East Council on Global Affairs and joins us live now from Doha. Mahjoob, thank you very much for your time this evening. Now, Israel's growing increasingly isolated, as we discussed there with Mohammed, even among its allies. Do you think that the government is even beginning to grasp the long-term damage being done here to the reputation of Israel, both diplomatically and as far as morale is concerned, morally? Or is it simply just prioritizing, yet again, its short-term military goals?
It's very clear, Renan, that the Israeli government, they don't care about all of this. The nature of this government is authoritarian, radical, ideological government, which basically does not listen, does not care of any kind of pressure. If there is a basic political calculations or a very basic calculation about the loss and the victories, this war should have stopped 18 months ago. But this government does not want to do this, does not consider that. The Prime Minister himself has chosen that to go ahead in this war, and he knows that every chapter of this war is not bringing him any advancement and any victory. Actually, Israel is losing more and more. But I think the definition of the victory or loss is different to him. He considers what he's doing in Gaza is a victory, killing, starvation, the genocidal actions, the Holocaust, all of this, he considers all of that victories. That's obviously that's the nature of radical government, right wing in Israel.
Mahjoob, why has, in your opinion, Israel rejected Hamas's latest proposal, which includes releasing all of the Israeli hostages, even without further discussion? First of all, is Israel even interested in a ceasefire deal here? And secondly, what's been the reaction from the mediators, the Qatari and Egyptian mediators, to this rejection?
First of all, let's just add one sentence to the previous answer. There is a political defeat and military defeat. Israelis are defeated in both in Gaza, but politically, they still believe that they are winning. And based on that, they tried their own best to force the solutions and the scenarios for the future of Gaza. More than 8 scenarios suggested for the future of Gaza, none of them are accepted, even from the alliance of Israel. So basically what Israel is doing now, trying to put pressure on the mediators to convince Hamas to accept what the Israelis want. Of course, Hamas will not accept. The calculation of Israelis is exactly the same calculation of the United States and Afghanistan pre-2016, when they were always saying Taliban should give up and should basically raise the flag, the white flag. This has never happened. The United States has to withdraw from Afghanistan, and Taliban is controlling now Afghanistan. This is the same scenario is happening in Gaza now. What's happening is very clear that the Israeli government relying on one support, which is the American support, which is the Trump administration support. They know that they are losing in front of Europeans, but now the only support is from Washington, and Washington has become the mouth of Israel, is the arm of Israel, rather than a superpower. And look what they are doing now with the mediators. They want to force the mediator to force Hamas. They are trying to create problems from the day one between different mediators, from Egyptian to the Qataris, trying to say sometimes Qatari are not doing enough, Egyptian are not doing enough. Why? Because Netanyahu does not want to give any kind of concession and admit that Hamas is a major player in Gaza. And everything he's doing now will not lead to weaken Hamas. Actually, in the last report just last week, Hamas was able to mobilize more than 30,000 fighters, in addition to what they used to have. And more young Gazans are joining now Hamas, preparing themselves for the attack, the Israeli attack on Gaza. So basically, all of those claims of the Israelis is a sign of defeat. Even tonight, Rainer, they are talking about controlling 40% of Gaza. We know that Gaza is occupied by Israelis. This is nothing new. They want to control it militarily. Good for them. They become an occupation. And if they are an occupation as they are now, they have to deliver on that and be committed to enter all of the need of Gaza. They are under severe pressure, but they are trying to escape all out of that by killing more Palestinians and basically destroying what remains of Gaza.
Mahjoob, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on TRT World.